going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken in two. But he is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take care of you, and he'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you are now, where you have been. He always comes through for you. He's the same now as then. Now, so you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. God knows the things you're going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken in two. But he is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take care of you, and he'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you are now, where you have been. He always comes through for you. He's the same now as then. Now, you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. You may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. Lord of mercy, you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. Don't you worry, you may not know how, may not know when, but he'll do it again. Oh Lord my God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all thy works thy hand doth make. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods, the forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur, and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sing my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think of God, His Son not sparing, sent Him to die, I scarce can take it in. Then on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, He bled and died to take my sins away. Then sings my soul.
Hello?
Yeah. Hold it for me, please.
How great thou art, how great.
Welcome, all my listeners and viewers. Welcome to Rebel Radio. Yes, we have to a late start, but better late than never. As usual, we have your plate chock filled with information. Yes, so you know you have to stay tuned. All right, we are going to start this evening discussion by talking about this law where one can be arrested for malicious distribution of information. And the latest arrest is 119 Milton Walker. Yes. He is no longer active member of the journalistic fraternity, but he is a journalist. And we see where he was arrested this week. And we have in front of us, we know of a young lady who has been arrested since January. We have been talking about this on Rebel Radio. We have public commentator and journalist with us here. Mr. D'Aguilar. David, good afternoon, Mr. D'Aguilar.
Good afternoon, Desmond.
Yes.
Good to be on your program.
Yes. We were supposed to have with us the defendant, but he just indicated to me that his lawyer has advised him that he must stop the talking. So as a result of that, we won't be having him. But this is the second case that we know of. It doesn't mean that it's only two cases, right? So he was arrested on Tuesday after a post on TikTok, and he said he is not aware of anything malicious or anything violent in his post. So he was offered bail and he's scheduled to go before the court. But Lloydie, what do you think? I know that you believe that this law is infringing on freedom of expression.
Yes, absolutely it is. And, the newspaper, who reported this, Milton getting arrested, didn't even give a summary of what he was arrested for or what was the malicious communication about. Mm-hmm. They said it was about a woman And he's saying it wasn't sexual, it wasn't violent, and we were not even getting a summary of what he had to say. So that is very suspicious and raises a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have discussed before, Dana Warren was arrested in January, and she was arrested for malicious communication after one other, Don, was killed by the police in Kingston. His name is Othniel Thickman Lobban, and she made some posts where she, claimed that it was an extrajudicial killing and so on. And she used the word threat, but she never personally threatened any policeman, and she supported the people in Spanish Town, who immediately responded to his arrest. By morning, he was killed in the evening, and by the next day, the people were out on the streets protesting. And she did a social media, TikTok, production, supporting the protest by the people, and she was arrested. Mm-hmm. Well, at least we know what she was arrested for, right? For supporting the protesters. And she was arrested, and she has been denied bail, right? This happened in January, and she will be going back to court for trial on April 24. Yes. She was totally denied bail. Well, to the credit of Mr. Milton Ray, he was given bail, right? Yes. And there is another DJ, his name is Kiprich, Marion Plunkett, and when he was arrested because of his music, and they're saying that him supporting dons and all that kind of stuff, especially the one who was killed by the police, he was granted bail as well, yes. Right? And so I don't understand why it is that Dana Warren was denied bail, but these two gentlemen were given bail. There's something that is going on there that needs to be explained. Yes, and let me just say one important point, that apparently there is a Spanish Town criminal investigative branch that has a cybercrime division right there in Spanish Town. So it looks as if their work is spread out over, different sections, more than just Spanish Town, that is going into Clarendon, because Dana Warren came from Clarendon, etc. And it is also important to make the point that the Director of Public Prosecutions must be brought into the discussion, because when the police make these kinds of arrests, they have a duty to consult with the Director of Public Prosecutions to be given legal advice as to whether the charge of malicious communication is valid and can be sustained before the court, in a court of law. So therefore, it seems to me that the Director of Public Prosecution knows what is going on. And it is also important to make the point that the Director of Public Prosecution, after the Cybercrimes Act was brought into existence, it came into existence in 2010, and then it was upgraded in 2015. And the DPP has said very clearly that the Cybercrimes Act, or the Malicious Communication Act, is not so easy to prove, right? You can't just go to court and say, well, boy, this was a malicious communication. The police should consult with the DPP first before approval is given for them to take the person before the courts. And it is the DPP who also gives legal advice to the police as to what it is that they are doing. The police will arrest you because they have basic evidence that you committed a crime. But the crime that you committed will now have to be brought before the court. And it is a director of public prosecutions who is going to proceed with the arrest that you brought forward. So therefore, we also have to now realize that the Director of Public Prosecutions has a heavy hand in this malicious communication charge. And let us just say also that if the malicious communication charge is not valid, then it means that our constitutional right to freedom of expression is being violated. And it means that the state acting through the police can now be monitoring us on social media. If we don't like this or we don't like that, and we express ourselves, then they will be monitoring us, and then they will say, well, boy, you committed malicious communication, and so therefore we're going to arrest you and charge you. Now, this is a very serious issue that all of Jamaica needs to pay attention to, because our constitutional right to freedom of expression is now under threat under the so-called cybercrime Act. And we need to have this conversation, and we're having 2 or 3 examples of how it can be used to adversely affect our right to freedom of expression.
Yes.
And this is a very serious matter. And there it is now that your friend, Mr. Milton Ray, should be here to talk about the matter. And his lawyers are advising him not to come on the program to talk, which means that even the legal profession now is hedging where this is concerned. So we really need to have a broad-based public discussion about this right now in the media. It's very important.
Yes. Well, Lloydie, I tell you what, we will have to follow up this discussion. We have to keep it up, because you and I'm sure many other persons, see this as a threat. But we don't have more. We don't have any more time this afternoon. Let us say we are going to continue this. And I know that we want to talk about the deployment of soldiers in Haiti. So when we talk again early, we'll talk about that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for having me on your program, and all the best to you.
Okay, Lloydie. All right, this is Rebel Radio. Let's go for a break.
Never gonna tease her. Boom, bam. You don't know, so rubber dub, health, tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them want to tune into the wine here, You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and you know, in the Caribbean this year, about 4 of our countries are preparing for elections. Yes, Suriname is one. Yes, elections are in the air, and this evening we have with us Cheryl Dick Steele, and she is a member of the Progressive Regional Reform Party, one of the parties contesting the upcoming elections in Suriname. Yes, and so we are going to talk some politics with her. Good afternoon, Miss Dick Steele.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, right. And how is it in Suriname today?
Very rainy. We're in the rainy season, so we have a lot of rain and a lot of storms, so small storms.
Oh my. Well, let us hope that they are not bad, so that they will cause injuries and serious damage. But let us welcome the rain. So politically...
Yes, of course.
Yes. So politically now, the parties in Suriname now, they are on the hustings for the upcoming elections. So tell us what is happening on the political front in Suriname right now.
Well, we have the my party, the Progressive Reform Party in the coalition, together with the General Liberation and Development Party, together with one more party, that is the Percaya Luhur. So we went through a very rigid IMF program, and it is not everything is understandable for the elected. We have a few problems with communicating correctly, communicating on a good level with the people of Suriname. So now in the propaganda, let's say, atmosphere, we're trying to bring the message of the macroeconomic reform we went through, which was necessary, of the IMF. That is what we are trying to explain more in depth to the people, because Suriname went through, let's see, 3 macroeconomic crises in the past 40 years because of the reforms you apply to bring the economic situation on track again. There are very, let's say, interventions that cause a lot of problems in for the people, you know. Mm-hmm. So the past 40 years, we have seen that when you do economic reform, the people elect you away because the situation is too hard for them. But then there comes another political party, and it's a typical political party that brings the what you have rehabilitated, brings it back into a crisis, and then another political coalition takes over and rehabilitates again. So that is what we have seen three times now for the past 45 years. Mm. And now the Progressive Reform Party is trying to explain, trying to show their track record, because their track record is one of rehabilitation, one of growth. Always has been, always was part in the coalition when the economic situation has been rehabilitated. So that is the message that we are trying to bring to the people. And we hope that they understand that we can break the vicious circle of building up and breaking down again. That is the situation now.
Okay. So your party, the Progressive Reform Party, it is in a coalition
Yes.
with which other party?
Yes, with the General Liberation and Development Party.
Okay, I see. So this party, both parties will be contesting all the seats in the next election, right?
Yes. Yes, there are 51 seats, and there are, there are 14 political parties or combinations that have passed the criteria to participate in the elections.
Okay. Yes. So apart from explaining the economic situation to the people, what are some of the other things that your party is presenting to the people in order to tell them that to convince them that they should vote for your party? Or why should they vote for your party?
Our track record, we are 76 years old, and since we've been here as a political party, we have participated in coalition which have rehabilitated the economic situation, and also we have a very good track record in working together with other parties, and we have a track record in reforming from the inside. You know, the Progressive Reform Party was a Indian, let's say, a party which had the majority was of Indian descent, but we have shown that the past, let me see, since 2014, yes, 2014, we have shown that, no, it's 2011. We have shown that we bring more diversity in the party since 2011. And that is why in the last elections of 2020, for the first time in history, we have gained 20 seats in the National Assembly. Through the years, we have gained, let's say, 8 seats, 9 seats, 10 seats. But the past elections in 2020, because of the reform from the inside, we have gained 20 seats in the National Assembly. So that is one of the parts, one of the, let's say, the compartments we try to explain to the people that we are indeed a Surinamese party. We represent the Surinamese population, and we are one of the parties who wanted the how do you call that? The election legislation. We have a election legislation, let's call it that. And since we're here, we're trying to make that more representative and more honest. And that is what we did together with other parties. But we are one of the parties that wanted to do this a long time. So that is another part. And also the integral economic reform, because we have had rehabilitation the past years, but it was not integral enough. So what we did this time together with the IMF, we went very far to reform the economic situation to prevent any government to come in the situation we were again. So it was more integral than before. So that is another part that we're trying to explain to the people. And also that even though it was a hard time, we had a very high inflation, we are trying to give back to the people. That is another part. A lot of now that the IMF program has been closed, let's say closed, and successfully closed, we went through 9 reviews in a positive way. So we have given back to the people because they I'm trying to explain this in English because I have to translate from Dutch. They had it very hard, but we're trying to give back to them in small steps. So we don't bring the economic situation in trouble again, in crisis again. So that is what we're trying to explain. Even though it is hard, we are trying with different social programs to help the people because they have had it very hard. So those are the topics, let's say yes, the topics that we are using to explain to the people that for sustainability, if you want sustainability, if you want perspective for the future, for your children, the children of your children, you need to vote for the VHP, the Progressive Reform Party.
Okay. So tell us, what are some of the main issues facing the Surinamese people at this time?
Inflation is one of them. Our education. You know, when your macroeconomic situation is a mess, then all sectors have it has an effect on all sectors because there is no sector that can grow or that can evolve without macroeconomic stabilization. So education is an issue. Public health is a great issue. We have had a lot because of the debt crisis we have had. We had a lot of challenges with education, challenges with public health, and challenges with infrastructure. Those are the three important collective goods for development. So those are issues that we need to tackle, and we are tackling with the limited resources that we have. Even though we have had a debt crisis, we're trying to tackle those issues within these three sectors bit by bit by bit, step by step by step, and that is another way to explain to the people that if you want sustainability, because for developing education, for developing public health, for developing infrastructure, you need sustainability. So if you want sustainability, if you want this policy, this way of governing, this way of governance, you want to let it proceed, you need to vote for the VHP. And also, another very important point is the how do you call that, investment, the final decision, the final investment decision of Total Energies for our oil and gas development. If we did not reach the macroeconomic stability that we have now, because Total Energies was looking at us, was watching us, if we were going to gain that macroeconomic stability, they would not have invested, they wouldn't have go forth with the final investment decision. So that is another topic that we try to explain to the people, because nobody is going to invest in your country, not domestic, not internationally, if your macroeconomic stability or your macroeconomic situation is not on track. So that is another topic that we use to explain to the people that sustainability is very important.
Yeah. You spoke about public health. How describe the public health system in Suriname?
Well, we have a very complicated system in financing because it is a open-end financing, a fee for service financing. So you have a lot of overconsumption, and it has been this way since the 1980s. We have an issue of brain drain. because of the situation in the country, the different crises in the countries. We have seen a lot of brain drain and brain waste, and we have a challenging situation with non-communicable diseases. So also we have an issue with that, and also that there hasn't been enough invested in prevention. So that is what we need to do more. There are some more positive issues in. No, if it's positive, then you don't call it an issue. If it's positive, then you call it something more positive. But anyway, malaria. We are in the process of getting a malaria champion award and having eradicated malaria. So that is a very, very positive thing to say and to talk about. But we have a lot of issues in public health. Vaccination, we have had help from PAHO for vaccination. So that is something positive as well. Our vaccination rate for young children is stable. So that is also something positive. But on the part of managing chronic diseases and on the part of managing food intake, physical activity, smoking behavior, alcohol behavior, we still have a lot of points to make. We still have a lot of barriers to break or to go over.
Is it difficult for members of the public in Suriname to access medical care at the hospitals?
I would not say that. We have some issues here and there, but if you go to the hospital, they will help you. If your insurance isn't high enough, then you will get a how do you call that?
Free medical aid.
They will send the yes. They will. They will send. So the basic care is there, but for the, let's say, the super specialism, you see that there is an issue, and we have an issue with dialysis. We have a great issue with dialysis because of the lack of primary and secondary prevention. We see that we have a lot of people, I think between the 800 and 1,000 people who are doing dialysis.
Yes.
And that is 0.8 percentage of people of the burden of disease, but they take in 12% of the budget of the Ministry of Health. So you see that is one of the challenges we are dealing with.
Yeah. What about housing? How is housing in Suriname? Housing.
So that's like yes, housing. It's one of the social determinants of health, and we should do better in that. But you see, I explained to you that the past 40 years we have had ups and downs in our economy. So every time we go down, we go a little further, and then it's harder to come up again. So the impact on housing took its toll as well. However, for this term, we have had a program called National Building Program, which provides for a mortgage of a very low percentage. We call it in Dutch Landelijke Woningbouwprogramma. And in that program, people can build their houses on a cheap scale, on a more cheap scale than commercially. So we have seen that a lot of people have used that program to build their houses. One more time, there is more to do. We can do better in that.
Okay. All right. So, based on what you have been doing so far, how do you see your chances, your party's chances to win the next election?
I'm very positive. I'm a positive person because I know that hard work really pays off. What we
Yes.
have to do is we still have 30 to 40 days. We will have to keep on explaining to the people why it is important for choosing sustainability, and we have to explain with facts and figures. I'm more of a data-driven person, so it is a good way to help the people make their decision on the basis of facts and figures, because we know that a lot of people go to the elections and do their election duty on an emotional basis. But what we want to explain to the people is that the facts and figures are there, and that we need to maintain this way of governance. We need to maintain this kind of governance. And of course, not every party, none of the parties is perfect. Where you work, you make mistakes. You have to admit your mistakes and try to correct them. And that is what we're trying to do, because none of the parties is a perfect party. We aren't a perfect party as well. So that is the way that we will go forward. I believe in hard work. I believe in honest work. And I believe in facts and figures. And those are the instruments I will use and my party will use to convince the people to choose for perspective, to choose for sustainability.
Okay. Well, let us see what will happen just remind us, when is election,
The decision day, yes, the 25th of May 2025.
Oh, the
So that's what I
25th.
said, we have 30 to 40 days we have.
Yes, I see. And the that party there, former President Buttersi party, how is that party doing?
Well, they are also in the race, and they're doing very good.
Yes.
Because their propaganda is especially based on young people who have a mindset of fast money and fast doing things.
Yes.
Fast money and fast life. So it is a very hard how do you say straight in English? It's a very hard fight, but we're going for it, because if you love Suriname, then the Progressive Reform Party is the only party to choose for development and sustainability.
Okay. I want to thank you very much, Ms. Dick Steele, for taking time out to be with us.
Yes.
And we will.
It was a pleasure. It was a really pleasure.
Yes, we are going to talk again before elections. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Mr. Desmond Richards.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, that was Ms. Cheryl Dick Steele of the Progressive Reform Party in Suriname. Yes, and as you know, the elections are coming up next month. Next month will be elections in Suriname, and her party is one of 14 parties. The Progressive Reform Party, one of 14 parties contesting the elections over there. Very interesting. Well, Let us see what is going to happen. This is, as we say, elections are due in Suriname, 28th of April. Elections are due, are going to be held in Trinidad, yes, Guyana later this year, and Jamaica later this year. So the people in these countries as getting ready to elect their governments. This is Rebel Radio. Let us now go for a break.
Drink come please never gonna tease her. Bang bang. You don't know it's a rubber dub elk tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Tools, Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com. Tools!
Lion King of
Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com. Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and in keeping with our mandate, in keeping with our style, we keep in touch with our Caribbean people. Because at Rebel Radio we maintain that we are one people. So at this time we are going over now to St. Vincent. Yes, and we have with us an attorney, Mr. Jomo Thomas. We are going to be talking about some public issues in St. Vincent. Good evening, Mr. Thomas.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, before we start, just introduce yourself to my audience, please.
Very well. Okay, my name is Jomo Sanga Thomas. I am a practicing barrister and solicitor here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am a former speaker of the National Assembly, the House of Assembly. I was the speaker between December 2015 and February 2020. I am a former chairman of the National Reparations Commission. I held that position from 2013 until 2022.
Okay, all right. Yes, so there you have it, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, what are the main issues in St. Vincent at this time? What would you say, are the issues affecting the lives of the people?
Well, I can tell you that we are about to enter the silly season. I think in Jamaica you are about to enter that same season. The elections are constitutionally due by February of 2026.
Yes.
But the Prime Minister has said that the elections would be held before the end of 2025.
Okay.
All of both major parties, the opposition to Democratic Party has selected all of its candidates for the next election, and the government is making the final go around now, selecting the remaining candidates. Most of their candidates have been gone through the nomination process. So in another month or two, we should be all set. The government shares the view, articulates the view that based on the achievements over the last 24 years, because this government has won 5 consecutive terms, beginning in 2001.
Yes.
So the government argues because of its performance, achievements, it should not have to campaign. The opposition has recently called on the government to call the elections because they believe that they have a better chance than ever before to unseat the government of Prime Minister Gonzalez. Prime Minister Gonzalez will be 79 on August 8th this year. Yes. The major issues, as I see them, are issues of unemployment, which is upwards of 30%, poverty. The statistics seem to indicate that 4 in every 10 persons in St. Vincent live in poverty. There are issues of corruption in government, mismanagement. There are issues relating to the national debt, which is now gone past $3 billion. There are bad roads. Roads are in some places, in some villages, impassable. The main roads going down the leeward side of the country, going up the windward side of the country, they're fairly passable. But the village roads, when you go into the interior, they're horrible. So you have bad roads, and you also have a situation where the police force, the civil service, is rather ramshackled. So there are a multiplicity of issues upon which people are very, very concerned. The cost of living. I don't know if you know this, but last year St. Vincent had, I think it was 53 homicides. In the year before, we had 56. And in the year before that, we had 44. Last year, we fell short of a record by just 1 homicide. And 56 may not sound like a lot in a country like Jamaica where hundreds of people die in homicides each year. But you have to understand, I think in Jamaica, you have 3 million people. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we only have just about 100,000. Yes. So, based on per capita, we have one of the highest homicide rates in the world.
Yes. So, crime is an issue.
Crime is a major issue. Yes.
Yes. And on that point, what from your perspective, what is driving the crime rate in St. Vincent? What would you say?
Well, I think that primarily there's a tremendous amount of hopelessness and helplessness among the people of St. Vincent, particularly the younger people. So there's hopelessness, there's helplessness, like I said, there's high poverty, there's high unemployment. There was a World Bank report of about 4 or 5 years ago. It says that about 46% of all of the young people are unemployed. That's a tremendous amount, considering that over 60% of the people, the resident citizens of St. Vincent, are between the age of 60. The vast majority is very young. Overwhelmingly, the population is a youthful population. Most of the people here are under 35.
Okay. Yes. I can well imagine. And the young people, the young men of St. Vincent, they are the ones who are who are actively involved in the crime, the perpetrators.
Yes.
And-
Overwhelmingly,
Yes.
it's young men who are involved in crime. If we have 50 homicides, the rare occasion there would be a woman, and to the extent there's a woman, she may be caught in a crossfire, or she may be in the company of somebody whom somebody else wants to get out of the way, and she may get killed. But overwhelmingly women, yes.
Yes, and therefore they are the main perpetrators, and they are the victims also. Most of those killed they are the young people also.
Yes, invariably the persons who are dying are, let's say, between 19 and 45.
Yes. Now, as you say, Prime Minister Gonzalez has been in power now for what, 25 years?
24 years.
24 years.
He got in March 28, 2001.
Yes.
And he has won every cycle since then. And he claims that he's well on his way for a sixth.
Yes. And so, therefore, is that an indication that the people of St. Vincent are in support of the government?
Well, you know, what we have here is the first past the post system.
Yes.
So, for example, in our parliament, I know in Jamaica you have 60 constituencies.
63.
In 63,
yeah.
Okay. 63 constituencies. Here in St. Vincent, we have 15.
Yes.
In 2001 and 2005, the government won 12 of the 15 seats. In 2010 and 2015, they won 8 of the 50. So they were holding on by a razor-thin margin. And then in 2020, they snagged one of the 7 seats which the opposition had. But the parliamentarian who won that seat for the government won it by a single vote.
Whoa.
So it's a very, very narrow now. In the past, the government margins of victory were very large. Now they are not. They are not. They're really most of the seats are marginal, so they can go anyway.
Okay.
Either way.
Yes. So what you are saying is that the party has been losing popularity.
Yes, it has been losing popularity. So in areas where the party might have won by hundreds of votes, let's say the Prime Minister's son, for example, when he first ran, I'm talking here about Camilo Gonzalez, who's also a Minister of Finance. When he first ran in 2015, he garnered the most vote for any of the politicians. In the 2020 poll, he barely held on to it by 192 votes.
Oh my!
So there's a massive shift in the sentiments of the people. Another point that I should make is that ever since 1998, the governing party of Prime Minister Gonzalez had won the majority vote. But for the first time in 2000, the opposition New Democratic Party, led by Dr. Godwin Friday, won the popular vote.
Okay.
They won it narrowly by a few hundred votes, but significantly, it was for the first time since 1998.
Okay. Yes. So, from where you sit, then indications are that it is likely that the ruling party will lose the next election.
Well, there's some reason for pause, because the opposition party, ever since 2010, when the elections ended up 8-7, you may recall back in 2009 we had a referendum here on constitutional reform, and the governing party that led the effort on constitutional reform lost badly, like about 57 to 43% of the votes.
Yes.
57% of people voted against the constitutional reform. So there was some feeling that the opposition would win the poll in 2010. That was not to be. The government held on. It won by 8-7. It held on again in 2015, 8-7. And as I said, in the last poll in 2020, it won again with very, 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 very narrow margins.
Yes.
It seems to me one of the things is that the opposition party had been unable to attract younger, more articulate candidates. This time around, they seem to have done that. There are a number of candidates. One of the what I would call a breath of fresh air is that the opposition was able to attract Dr. Kishore Shallow, who is also the president of West Indies, Cricket West Indies. He's a young man, quite popular here. He's and he's running in the constituency that the government party won last time by a single vote. So there's a lot of optimism that he would take his seat, and that a number of our opposition candidates may win their seat, which would mean for the first time in a generation, 25 years, the opposition may get a chance to govern the country. But again, it's a big but, because often the opposition pulls the feet out of the jaws of victory.
Yes. And how is, I know Dr. Gonzalez is near 80 now, but
yes, he would be 79 in August.
Yes, and I know that he has been a popular Caribbean leader, and he has been popular in St. Vincent, but it would appear as if he's losing the shine now.
Yes, well, that normally happens to old ball, to use a cricket analogy.
Okay.
The longer the ball is, the more the shine will be knocked off.
Okay.
I mean, if you were to ask me, I think that Prime Minister Gonzalez is a complete charlatan on fundamental questions. But he has the gift of gab. He's well trained. He has been in politics for a long time. He's contested every election here in St. Vincent since 1979. He first won in 1994, and he has been the Prime Minister since 2001. Remember, this is a man who used to be a university professor.
Yes.
He was a fairly accomplished lawyer before he got into the Prime Minister chair. He's a very knowledgeable man, very, very astute. Probably one of the most astute politicians we have had in the Caribbean. So he's not a knockover, but I think that he's going to have a steep mountain to climb this year if he were to overcome the challenge of the opposition.
Yes. And I should ask you also, what would you say are some of the most critical issues facing the people?
Well, as I said before, I think there are issues of joblessness, hopelessness, helplessness, poverty, crime, official corruption. Those are big ticket issues on which any opposition party should be able to galvanize the population. And as I said, for the first time in 2020, the opposition won the majority vote. Yeah. So I mean, the roads are horrible. So it's going to be a task. But we have a population that has been made very, very dependent over the years. I am sure St. Vincent, as in Jamaica, a lot of money is spent to try to woo people. Sometimes we bring in a lot of artists from Jamaica, from Trinidad, from other places to treat the population into making them feel happy, forget their difficulties, and to rally around this party or the other. So, but I think the issue, and these issues have been there for a while, but I believe that one of the better things the opposition has going for it this time is that the face of the party has changed slightly, in that there's a trend towards younger candidates, articulate candidates. Some of them may not win this, but I think they help to beautify the ticket, which makes it better for the party overall.
Yes. Poverty. You said poverty has gone up in St. Vincent?
Yes, poverty is now, I can tell you, back in 1998, we had 37% poverty and about 31% indigence, which is extreme poor. By 2007, we had 31% poverty but we had indigence had been reduced to about 2.1%. But that was 2007. We have had 2008, the world economic meltdown. St. Vincent had the misfortune of we had the economic downturn from COVID. We had the volcanic eruption of La Soufrière in 2022. And then last July 1st, we had the destruction caused by Hurricane Beryl. So all of these have really pushed the country back tremendously. So many of the people who may have made strides between, let's say, 2001 and 2009, never really got a chance to recover. And they're reeling under the economic hardships, they're reeling under the kind of nepotism and corruption in the country. So I think that those problems are major big ticket problems and issues that would resonate with the population. It's going to be interesting to see how the vote turns out whenever it's called later on this year.
Okay, yes, sir. I can see. And this situation, is there what is the state of housing? How accessible are housing for the people, and also public health?
Right. Housing has improved markedly under the Unity Labour Party government. Two things happened. The government has built a number of houses, probably as much as the government says about 5,000, but that is debatable. I think it's more close to 1,000 homes. And in addition to that, the government has, because the government controlled the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is the largest bank here now, the government has entered into a policy where civil servants, people who are working with the government and are pensionable, can go to the bank and get a mortgage, 100% mortgage. So most people don't have to have any money to make a down payment. They can get 100% mortgage. And that has been a tremendous help to a lot of people. It meant that many people in their 20s and 30s had an opportunity to get a mortgage, to get a house quite young. In the older days, people who end up building houses build them towards later on in their careers. But many people have younger public servants or people in the private sector have had a chance to get 100% mortgage to build their homes. Many people build homes with apartment units, so at least they can rent some of those units, which allow them to help to pay the mortgage. So that has been a real help.
Yes.
It's not that we don't have housing problems, but the government has really had an active policy to try to ensure that more of our people have homes. On the health front, we have a tremendous amount of difficulties. People just last week, a lady went into the hospital to give birth, and she died, and the child died. Many people have problems where they go to the hospital and they can't get proper medical attention. They can't get the medicine. Many people are poor, so they can't afford it. But the government has they built a modern diagnostic center out at Georgetown, which is in the northeastern section of the country, built principally in Cuban assistance and support. We have a number of specialists, cardiologists, histologists, many specialists who have helped us to better the health conditions, but certainly we still have a major amount of problems in that area.
Okay, yes, sir. I can. And tell me something, sir. You have Cuban doctors and nurses in St. Vincent?
Yes, we have a fair amount of Cuban doctors, nurses, engineers.
Yeah.
The Modern Diagnostic Center at Georgetown is run mainly by Cuban doctors. We have a number of Cuban doctors at the main hospital here in Kingston, the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital. Some of them are in out clinics and so on and so forth. So yes, there's a significant amount. I can't tell you the precise number, but there's a significant amount of Cuban specialists in the medical field here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah. One issue that I know is prevalent in Caribbean countries, but I don't hear you talk about that. That is corruption. Is that an issue in St. Vincent? Do you have that?
Well, the government says that there's no official corruption, but everybody in St. Vincent knows that it's nonsense. Corruption is rife. I have a radio program in which I have argued time and time again. If the opposition were to get in and they were to do forensic audits of the Petrocarib program that had at one time up close to $250 million, if they were to do forensic audits of the construction of the international airport, which would cost about $900 million, if they do a forensic audit of the port, we are building a modern port now that is set to the cost has been set at about $750 million. And they will look at some of the ministries and the way in which things are run, the way in which contracts are awarded, and so on. I think that we will find a situation where many persons who are involved in those programs would go to jail. I'm absolutely confident of that.
Are you serious about that, sir?
Yes, I am absolutely convinced that with a forensic audit, many of those persons, many of the functionaries would be found culpable and they would go to jail. I have said it over and over, and I say it without any cause to feel that I would be contradicted.
Okay. So
the question is whether the opposition, when they get in, would have the will to do the forensic audit and to do what they need to do. But certainly, the stories are legendary, where officials and government officials and so on have played fast and loose with many of the programs which we have here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes.
As it relates to public funds.
Yes. Before we go, I would have to ask you, what are your thoughts on the role of CARICOM in what is happening in Haiti at the moment? What?
Well, I mean, I am not so sure that CARICOM is playing the most constructive role. I mean, we talk around the issue of Haiti, but I don't think we have a real appreciation for Haiti. I don't think we have an understanding that Haiti is being punished. It's being punished by the United States, it's being punished by France, it's being punished by the European Union. And why is Haiti being punished? Haiti is being punished for what it did between 1791 and 1804, when they made the Haitian Revolution. Remember that when Toussaint and Dessalines and Boukman Doty and those other giants of Caribbean Revolution, as it relates to Haiti, when they made that revolution, the impact was so great that Napoleon, they not only beat the Napoleonic army, which was one of the most powerful armies in the world at the time, they beat the Americans and they beat the British, all of whom came to try to rescue and to preserve slavery in Haiti. The loss of Haiti to the French was so significant that the French had to give up in what was called the Louisiana Purchase, which is now about 15 states in the United States, including Florida, including Louisiana. That's why it was called Louisiana Purchase. But countries like Nebraska and Wisconsin and some of those things, those were part of the French colonies, which the French had to give up, because Haiti was said to be, well, the Caribbean in the whole was said to be the most prized piece of real estate in the world because of the slave enterprise. But Haiti was a big part of that. So when that fell, it created a big breach, and Haiti was the first country, black republic, that says anybody who lives in Haiti is free.
Yes.
This was a time when slavery went on in the United States for another 64, 65 years.
Yes.
So Haiti is being punished today, and I don't think that the Caribbean leaders have an appreciation for that. So this whole idea, for example, of bringing in an American-sponsored change to say they're fighting against
the gangs,
violence, is really a canard, because it is the Americans and the French and the other European countries that fund a lot of the guns that go into Haiti, much the same way they fund the guns and funnel the guns that go into Jamaica.
Yes.
So I don't think they have a handle in it. I don't think they want to have a handle in it, because most of them are neo-colonial regimes that simply follow the dictate of the U.S. or follow the dictate of the French or the European Union. So Haiti is going to continue to suffer because the big powerful countries don't want Haiti to thrive. They don't want Haiti to be a country that's standing on its feet, as your former Prime Minister Michael Manley used to say, to stand on its feet and not on its knees. Remember, when Aristide was elected, they overthrew him.
Because
and then overthrew him again.
Yes.
They overthrew him twice. So they are not concerned with democracy in any way. They are concerned with controlling that country. And that is the difficulty that we have in Haiti.
I want to thank you very, very much, sir. And I really, really enjoy talking to you, that I know that we'll have to talk again. Yes. We must.
Thank you.
We must continue this discourse, sir. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir. Yes. That's Mr. Jomo Thomas there, lawyer in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and has provided us with lots of food and things to chew on. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Never gonna tease her. Boom, bam. You don't know it's a rubber dub health tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
New arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Hardware supplies, new arrivals.
God is always there for me, yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So
welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we continue with our Caribbean journey. Yes. We are hopping over now to Bahamas, and lots of, you see, right around the Caribbean there are so many issues affecting the people, and we have one of our colleague, another member of the Caribbean community, Miss Maria Daxon, attorney Maria Daxon. Yes. Good afternoon, Miss Daxon.
Good afternoon to Jamaica and all the Jamaican people.
All right.
How are you all doing?
Yes, I am supposed to be doing okay. Right.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Yes, one of the issues I saw emerging, one of the things that I know that Bahamas is also will not, they're not, but they are on the verge of elections. Elections are due next year. Am I right?
Yes, you are correct.
Right, okay.
Next year.
Yes.
May 2026.
All right. So I know that the parties are preparing themselves. But I see an issue there where there is some controversy over a contract, $183 million contract. And it would appear as if a lot of trouble is brewing around that contract. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes. Apparently, the PLP government, under the leadership of Philip Bray Davis, and his government had apparently issued a no-bid contract to several political cronies. And $183 million, and it's a small road, pavement of a road. And according to several persons who know about road work, that contract only worth less than $20 million. And so the Bahamian people now, we are asking for the Freedom of Information Act, the Procurement Act, and whether these items are being bidded on. How did our government come to award these contracts to their friends and cronies without going through a bidding process? We are now asking questions. And I myself have even asked some questions. So because of the outcry of the Bahamian people, the government of the Bahamas decided that they will cancel out this contract.
Oh, I see. So, yes, they have canceled it.
Yes.
I see, yes. It would appear as if, Ms. Maxson, it would appear as if there are a lot of controversy surrounding how the government is managing the country.
Yes, it is. Especially when we have a government that refused to give an account for the taxpayers' money. When we have a government who refused to implement the Freedom of Information Act. When we have a government who refused to comply with the Public Procurement Act. And when we have a government where the members of parliament and the public officers, senior public officers, refuse to give an account for their assets. All of these laws, this new PLP government has been broken. And it seems that they don't want us to ask no questions whatsoever. So that is where the situation is coming in.
Oh, yes. So there is no public information act so that the public can access information about good government contracts and information from government. You don't have that in Bahamas.
No, they said they have it, but they don't have it at all.
Yes.
So we continue to ask them to give us the information that they have on the taxpayers' money, but they are refusing to.
Yes.
And that's what the issue that we have going on now in the Bahamas. And we are tired because all of our laws are stating that they should give an account for the taxpayers' money, and they're not doing it.
Okay. Yes. So, and what is the opposition doing?
Okay, the opposition is they're asking the same question also. But this government, this is a bully government, and what they do, they don't want to really answer to the Bahamian people.
Yes.
So that's why we are now fighting for them to give an account for the taxpayers' money, because it's been going on for too long.
Okay. Yes. And tell me something, Ms. Maxson. So issues like employment, crime, public health, education, those issues in Bahamas, can you describe them? What is the state? As we speak, yes.
Okay, with the crime rate, the crime rate is not that bad, but we still have a killing like every other week or every other 2 weeks, right? To compare to what has been going on in the past, it appears to me that the crime rate has been decreasing a lot. So it is fair to say that they are doing some stuff to eliminate a lot of the criminal activities in the Bahamas.
Okay. Yes.
The healthcare is bad. I'm getting complaints every day about our healthcare system, every day. So that is one of the neglects that the government is presently doing. They're not looking after the healthcare like they should. So we have some serious issues with that.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And how is it with cost of living? I know cost of living is high in the Caribbean, but how is it in Bahamas?
Very, very high.
Yes?
Yes.
How much?
Very, very high.
Yes. How much would it cost to feed a family of mother, father, and 2 children?
On an average, on a week, you will say about $400 to $500 a week. Yes. So that is about $2,000 US dollars a month.
Oh.
2,000 US dollars a month.
Yes.
Easy.
And what is the minimum wage in Bahamas?
$260 a week.
Yeah, that's Bahamian dollars.
Yes, which is the equivalent to the American dollar.
Okay. So things are very tough in Bahamas now.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And how is it? It's finding jobs. Easy for Bahama in Bahamas now.
No, we have a lot of issues going on with jobs, but it appears that the foreigners, when they come here, they get the jobs quicker than the Bahamians.
Why?
That's what, huh?
Why is that so?
Because they would sell for anything.
Oh,
You'll have a foreigner coming here working for $200 a week, whereas the Bahamian will work for one day $260.
yes.
So the foreigners sometimes will just take what is offered to them and they'll go on. Well, whereas the Bahamian, they're going to demand what they want.
Yes.
And that's why we have a lot of foreigners here are now taking jobs from the Bahamian people because they ain't gonna do certain things.
Okay. I know that tourism is one of the major investment, one of the major pillars of the economy in Bahamas.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So how is that working out in Bahamas? How is the tourism industry? How is it going on?
It is doing quite well.
Yeah.
Right, we have no issues with them at all at this time. But we're still a tourism destination. We still got the sun, the sea, and the sun, and everything else that comes with it, and that's why the tourists come here. They just love the Bahamas. Have you ever been to the Bahamas?
Yes, I have been to the Bahamas once.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I like the islands.
Oh, which islands?
I'm just trying to remember now. What?
Okay.
I think it was where Chris Blackwell. There's an island over there where Chris Blackwell had some as a resort.
Oh, that Exuma is one of them.
Yes. Yes, I think.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes. So, how would you describe Bahamas right now? What if you tell us, how you describe the situation in Bahamas?
I don't understand you.
Well, generally, I'm asking if you were asked to, just paint a picture of what is happening in Bahamas right now.
Right. Okay, it's still a safe country, right? We have our little issues here.
Yes.
But normally it is safe there. The Bahamian people are more peaceful people, but we still have like a lot of retaliation killing in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Genuinely, I would say to me it's a peaceful place for us to live and to live comfortably and to live safe.
Yes.
It's not like how it used to be. The police are more vigilant on the streets now. They have to police them all over the place. So they are more watching what's going on.
Yes.
But my issue is that I wanted them to bring in the CCTV camera system in the Bahamas. You see?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to do. I keep asking the government to bring in the CCTV camera system where it'll be able to assist with the crime fight.
Yes.
In the Bahamas.
Okay. Well, and as you say that next February, elections are due next February. The government has indicated that it will be held this year.
Oh,
Right? Is that the case?
you serious?
No.
Huh?
No, I said the elections are due next year. Am I right?
Yes, it is.
But did you say that the government has indicated that it will be held this year?
No, I didn't know. I know nothing about that. That'll be shocking to me.
Oh, okay. All right. So, at this time, the political parties, they are the campaign. The official campaign has not started as yet. The election campaign.
Oh no, it's already started.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
All right.
it's already started.
Okay. So the parties are out there now on the hustings.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Well, let us keep our eyes open and see what is happening. And,
No problem.
Yes. And I want to thank you very much for your time.
No problem, sir.
Yes.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, someone.
Anytime.
Yes, and we'll talk again. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. That was Attorney Maria Daxon. Yes. Telling us what is happening in Bahamas. Yes. And right across the Caribbean, we have these problems. Yes. Problems with corruption. Yes. Problems with public issues right across the Caribbean. We in Jamaica, you have this issue of corruption. Yes. And it is right across the Caribbean. Right. The situation is just intolerable. Yes, intolerable. We just cannot, and then you have the situation with poverty. Yes, it is a problem right across the Caribbean. Right. I am just seeing a report. I don't know how many listeners and viewers will recall that prisoner who walked out of the Central Police lockup in 2021. Yes. Harville Purnell. He was waiting extradition to St. Lucia on a murder charge. And as I said, walked out because there were no indication that he jumped those high walls at the Central Police lockup. He walked out. I remember that three policemen who were on duty at the time were suspended. I don't know what happened to that case. But I see where he has been arrested in the United States. Yes. And so we can expect that he will be sent back home here to face trial. But as I said, I don't remember how many of us will recall that incident where he walked out of the police station at Central. Yes. Well, he has been arrested and So we can expect him to be returned here as soon as possible. Yes, can expect him. Yes. You see, I'm just looking at some other events, and I see where in Puerto Rico there is a blackout. Yes. The report is saying that the electricity island-wide blackout, an island-wide blackout in Puerto Rico on Wednesday as the largely Catholic residents of the U.S. territory prepared to celebrate the Easter weekend. A power company spokesman said all 1.4 million clients on the island, are without electricity. Oh my, that's very, very, very bad. Very, very bad. Well, we are coming up to this Friday. Remember, this Friday is Good Friday. Yes, we have a very long weekend. Yes, because this Friday is Good Friday, and then Monday is Easter Monday. Yes, so we have a very long weekend, and one of the things that we at Rebel Radio are asking, we are pleading to our listeners and viewers and all road users to be safe this weekend. Yes, drive safely. Yes, we don't want any fatalities this weekend. We know there will be a lot of visitors, yes, and we know people are going to be traveling around the country, but we are just asking you to just drive safely. Let us end up. We don't want this to hear about any triple accident. Yes, we don't want. Last week, was it last week? Yes, or the week before, you had a very serious accident on the PJ Patterson Highway. 4 people were killed. Yes, and 3 people in St. Mary. Yes, we please, we don't want that. Right? We don't want that. So please just drive safely on our roads. Right? If you are late, you are late. Yes. Just understand that. If you are late, you are late. Don't worry. Try to make up any time. If you are late, you are just late. Right? Don't rush it. No. Yes. Over in the Cayman Islands, you don't hear a lot about what is happening in Cayman Islands. And I'm talking about on the crime scene. Yes. Suspect arrested following armed robbery at West Bay construction site. Police seized marijuana plants during Cayman Brack operation. 4 arrested in interagency operation in West Bay. And police investigate attempted armed robbery and Shamrock Road. Woman arrested in connection with Georgetown murder. Man arrested with imitation firearm at bar. Wanted man arrested after church burglary in Bodden Town. Man assaults police, damages vehicle, service vehicle during arrest. And police investigate robbery on Eastern Avenue. Yes, there are some of the crime reports out of Grand Cayman. That is where one of our Caribbean islands there. So, yes, coming up next, well, it's Wednesday. It's time for food security. And that is where we spend some time looking at the agriculture sector. And we are going to continue this week to look at the impact of tariffs on our agriculture. So let us go for a break. Now, this is Rebel Radio.
Drink and please never gonna tease her. Boom bam. You don't know it's a rubber dub 8 tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
Tools Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale.
He's always there for me. Yeah. So no matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so he slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. The landlord wears the rent, school fee too, partner drop bombs, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. I met this old man, he was so poor, he didn't hold a bed, so he slept on the floor. He's always smiling, I never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or to separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. Anyhow, the afflictions of the righteous, the hearts of men getting more and more vicious. Brutality is on the increase. Tell me, when the love of God sees no power on earth to separate me from your love, my Jesus, nothing will be able to turn away from you. I love you, Father. This level of crime, only love can eradicate. We must demand justice from the church and the state, and confess to God all our evil ways, and He will give us so much better days when we show love to each and every brother. Love will return to protect mother, daughter, sister. Let's hope in our heart to those who are in need, who never receive love. Come, let's sow some seed. No power on earth to separate me from you.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and it's time for food security. And we are going to continue our discussion looking at the impact of tariffs on our agriculture. Listeners and viewers are aware of the trade war that is going on now, that the United States has imposed a 10% tariff on a number of countries, including Jamaica. All right, so this evening we have with us agriculturist Dr. George Grant. We are going to be looking at that issue. Good evening, Dr. Grant.
Good evening, Desmond.
Yes, sir. So, what impact, if any, you think these tariffs will have on our agriculture?
Not hearing you too clearly.
No, I'm asking. I said, what impact, if any, the tariffs will have on our agriculture?
Well, as you know, the tariffs are really an imposition on goods and services.
Yes.
Right? Such as farm products. The imposition of this tariff has created, not necessarily the United States, but tariffs on the whole, have created a sort of change in the dynamics of international trade. That meaning that it impacts in very specific way, because we have to tell products are 10 to 1 are seasonally being produced. So the issue of storage and so forth comes into play. They cannot say, okay, let me save this thing. Storage can be so much long and no more, right? Not like the manufacturing of cars or other things. They can save those for a long period of time and wait a sort of environment. Mm-hmm. So what has happened here? We probably, tariffs tend to be a win-win or lose-lose sort of things, depending on whether you are the importing or the exporting countries. Mm-hmm. For Jamaica, the tariffs, the 10%, will always be considered as being high, right? It doesn't matter how low the tariff is. But the advantage we have is that we have anything. We hardly have anything to be exported in terms of farm products. We are net importers of farm products from the United States. So we are at a distinct disadvantage.
Yes, yes. And I can well imagine that, you know, the inputs, which I know farmers have been complaining about for a very long time, the cost of inputs. And most, if not all of the inputs in agriculture are imported from abroad. And I understand and I understand that we import a lot of agricultural inputs from China too. Chemicals and those kind of stuff.
Of course, and tools.
Yes.
Agricultural tools.
Yes.
Equipment.
Right. So I can imagine that those will go up.
So that is going to be detrimental to our local farmers, because China will have the highest form of tariff. Mm-hmm. And so if it is going to export, their tariff will come into play.
Yes. Yes.
Which is going to be very high, right? Sometimes the countries, depending on them, they can do selective tariff sort of raising, depending on the country's relationship. Yes. But with this sort of war that is going now, it is just going to be what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes. So,
yes, it's going to be very problematic to our local farmers.
Yes, it is.
When in fact we should be at an advantage if we were taking up agriculture with the seriousness that we have. We should be now producing.
Yes.
To meet the higher prices on the market. Right. But we are not producing.
No, we are not.
We have been stalled from ever since.
Yes. And that is where we need, right now, this is something that I think needs some serious attention. We need some...
Of course, immediate and urgent attention.
Yes. We need some more investment.
You're right, to all farmers, right? If we were not in a stall mode, we would now try and take advantage of the prices, the export price, higher prices, yes. Right? But we are not in a position because we are not producing anything of substance in there. That is our dilemma, a serious one inside here. Instead, what we are doing here is we will have to contend with the higher prices of goods that will come our way. And all consumers are peculiarly irrational. They will jump to buy the costly things as if it's going out of style. That's the sort of mode of consumption of the Jamaican consumer, right? It doesn't matter how high the price and buy it, which is disturbing. Such high price things should spur local production, domestic production instead, and a decrease in the consumer demand for foreign goods. Yes. We have it all the other way around. More costly, we jump out and buy as if it is going out of style. Right? So there is a serious dilemma for the local farm producers.
Yes, sir.
Right? They're in a bind.
And Dr. Grant, one of the things that we need to look at is how to modernize our agriculture so that we can produce more, right? And, because one of the issues I hear the farmers having right now is the whole question of sourcing labor. Farmers...
Oh, yes. That has...
They have problems now sourcing labor. So it is something that we should be looking at now to see how we can I said it should be we should be now looking at how we can modernize our agriculture.
Yes, there's the issue of labor. I'm in Jamaica today. It's about 65 years old, right? Because there has been a steady drift of farmers from the agricultural scene because of a potpourri of things. The price system, the lack of credit, the non-support in terms of extension services, right? And the younger to be are not heading the pathway of agriculture. They see it as a drudgery. Give them the economic benefit. They see other options that they fall for. But not to worry, things can still can still look up on the upper side. Yes. For example, we would have to modernize the we will have to do modern pieces of equipment that can be used. Although that is troubling. There's a problem there in terms of mechanizable portion of land. Right? The farmers have just small acreage. Or farmers, they tend just small acreages, although they are so and can be so productive.
Yes.
Right? So they use mechanized tools in there. It is necessary, but it's a problem for all farmers because of the size of the land space they happen to work on. Same thing if they were to use robots or other type of modern, tools. It's still same problem. We have a problem there.
Yes, sir. Yes. And Dr. Grant, what do you think the government should do? In other words, we hear announcements of the government doing this and doing that. So, for example, we see them now in the process of building a storage over in Manchester there. Small storage. But what do you think the government, what role do you think the government should play now in order to get our agriculture, on a modern play?
Yeah, we know that I've had so many announcements over the past decades about those type of things, storage, for farmers, marketing centers, and so forth, right? Which indeed can help to promote the agricultural sector. But it tends to be more talk than doing, right? Those systems are prerequisites for the community. Farmers need to know that when they produce their crops, it can go to the market. It cannot go immediately. There is a storage capacity that can deal with that, right? But they are not seeing that. There's this hesitancy on behalf of the governing power to put those systems in place. The farmers cannot handle those costs.
Yes.
That the Jamaican farmers can handle. It has to be done by the government. Yes. Right? It doesn't matter whether people want to describe it as being a welfare government. It doesn't matter. That's the reality we are living in.
Yes, sir.
So they need to put a system in where they can put up, whether by way of parish or regional sort of entities, in terms of the storage there, cold store. Right, sorted buildings where farmers can sort out and grade their produce to make sure that they have the required standard quality. Right? Yes. Here is where the extension service, which needs to be significantly improved, will chip in to be advisory to these farmers. They need those help.
Yes, sir. Yes, of course. Certainly. And one of the things that I observe now, yams is our largest export agricultural crop right now, right? But the farmers, the yam farmers, they are the ones who have been driving this product. They don't get any much support from government either. So one of the things, for example, that they would require right now is there are so many yam farmers who they don't have, their fields are way beyond the roads. So they have to use mules and donkeys to transport their goods.
I've always been, right? Can you imagine at this time? Yeah, they still do.
Yes. So,
as you would say, yams and potatoes are the most marketable, along with the ackee, the most marketable Jamaican produce. But here is it that the system is prohibiting the farmers from producing to the full extent that they can because of what you say, impossible roads, right?
Yes.
The lack of equipment and the lack of material too. Planting
Yes.
Right? That has gone into to these products, has stopped over the years. Right? So people are going with the same said varieties in there, which are in many instances worn out varieties. No new varieties are coming on stream. Right? No new sort of technological approach to planting and harvesting, right? And products inside there. There's special treatment for things like yam to prevent the rotting, caused by a fungus, right?
Yes.
That is necessary that the farmers be updated with those things. If not, they are wasting their time when their products go and enter the port of entries that at these places, say in the United States, they are rejected because they are of not proper quality.
Yes.
And all that is at a nobody must pick up that loss but the farmer, the poor struggling farmer.
Yeah, that is the situation as we speak now. So, as you said that, based on what you have seen, is that the tariffs, they are going to hurt the farming community with as it relates to inputs. Inputs will go up.
Yes.
Right? And boy, it is going to be burdensome for the farmers, because right now I know that they are complaining about the cost of fertilizers and pesticides and material, other tools that they use. I know that they are having an issue in acquiring these things. And with the tariffs, they are going to see more increases. So let us hope that the government, will stand by and do whatever they can to reduce the burden. Let us hope that will happen. Right? But
they will have to do that to ease up the problem and, as you say, the burden on the local farmers.
Yes. But the other thing I must ask you, that you have seen in recent times that agricultural lands are being used for housing development. You have seen that. No, that is not something that we should encourage at all. I don't think so.
Not at all. That has been the bane of agricultural production. The most horrible mechanizable and watered pieces of land are going into housing and other type of production, leaving the farmers stranded in the rocky areas, the impossible area, right, inside here. So how can we have agricultural production on a basis like that? It can never.
No, and we have used thousands.
I'm just listening. Yes.
We have used thousands of acres in St. Catherine already to build houses. Thousands of sugar land.
Of course. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Yes. And those were the original irrigated lands.
Yes,
the irrigation
of course.
system.
Yeah.
In place cannot be sort of replicated today, given cost. Never.
Yeah.
And we are giving those up to housing production, which can go on the side of hills and so forth, and less arable lands, right? We have sort of put the agricultural pursuit aside to facilitate these home building oligarchs.
Yeah. Right.
by and large, these housing solutions are not benefiting the neither farmers or the lower income people. Mm-hmm. They're just people who are trading on that.
Yes. So, let us see what is going to be done to improve our agriculture, Dr. Grant. I want to thank you very much for your time, and let us keep on focusing.
You're very welcome.
Yes, focusing on these issues because we.
Yes, you're very welcome, and we'll at your notes.
Yes, sir.
To help to enlighten the farmer.
Yes.
Yes, so the way forward.
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Dr. Grant.
Yeah.
Yes. It was Dr. George Grant, the agriculturist, keeping us, informed about the situation with our agriculture. Yes, we have to do more. All right, let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio. Don't come back to me same time, yeah? Don't come back to me same time.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Don't come back to me same time.
Stew's Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Hardware Supplies new arrivals.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we are on Farmers Time now, food security. And we have Mr. Tavares with us. Yes, one of the hard-working farmers out in St. Elizabeth. Mr. Tavares, how are things over in St. Elizabeth there?
On the southern side now, we have a slight little drought coming from February onward. I would say the end of January onward to February. But, we start getting some nice rain from last week.
Yes.
On this side, we start getting some nice little rain, Yes. It wasn't that dry anyway, but people are, some people who have water was going on their normal duty. Those who didn't, were trying something in the catch crop because, that is why it is called catch crop. As you wait on the rainfall directly to get yourself in that procedure.
Yes, okay, so good news to know that you have water. Now, the situation with the tomato farmers, I know that they were, tomatoes were spoiled in the field because of lack of market. What has happened to, you know, what has happened to those farmers? They have lost all of their crops.
Some, you know, and some have their, you know, their little loophole through, and some of it, you know, some people lost completely, I would say, because of the price that they get. And if you notice, just at this present moment, you can actually say it is on a sale right now. Mm-hmm. Actually, you know, kind of moving. The price is not high, but it's moving now within this time period. Mm-hmm. Because of the slight drought that we have, and the, you know, whenever time you have a glut, you always come with a shortage.
Yes.
Because a lot of people who is citing the glut from the first reaping, they intend to move to other product of other crop. Mm-hmm. So, you know, at by, you would say, May, June, you would actually have almost a tomato shortage, or not really a shortage, but a nice fluctuation. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because those people at the hills will be more planting at this moment because of the catch crop weather.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. So the situation, as you recall, that Beryl had done considerable damage to the farmers over in St. Elizabeth and in generally St. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yes. So at this time, what would you say now? The farmers have recovered and they are back on their feet?
Well, maybe you will find one or few people that may, I don't know, some said, and so, you know, some who are getting their support, they're not gonna speak it because, you know, it's kind of political link in all of the aspects that you would say. And I would say those that are lost, if the Minister of Agriculture, who was encouraging farmers to plant, mm-hmm. How come you are saying you are overproducing? Then you must make some way for marketing or for storage. Mm-hmm. If you are encouraging something, you have to have a market.
Yeah.
And, you know, when Carl and the Minister of Agriculture about the tomatoes farmers, he was not available at no time for no interview. But he was available for interview in St. Thomas and in Center. And this is his community, this is his constituency. The first place that you should be taking care of is your home. Mm. So, Mr. Green, turn up the thing, man. I don't understand how you are answering people in the East and, you know, you're there. You find a way for your market. You are the one that the producers, the farmers, the young farmers will have encouragement.
Yes.
One of the ways that I look at these things, you know, if we are saying go to Trelawney and find in Trelawney to have a full story. What happened to Monroe Hill? What you do, what I look at, and I'm putting this on the table for any one of the politicians and for the better of my country. Where when you say this is electricity that you are going to be in a clock or a blockage of elephant in the way, where the windmills are being produced, try to set up some system that the storage would run from these windmills. Mm. Or whatever, you know, you would call it solar energy. That the government can invest in this to have your production and to even go to a state where when you overproduce, you import, you export.
Yes.
Encouraging farmers, so encourage farmers in that kind of level and put it on the table and make the preparation for when crops are coming in or when because if we are planting peanuts or we are planting whatever crop that we are seeking, if it is corn, we are seeking the market before the corn come in.
Yeah. I want you hold it there for Mr. Tavares. Just hold it.
Yes, sir.
Hold it for me. Let me try and get another one of the farmers there, Mr. Simpson. No. well.
You have reached the voicemail box of 1-877-645-5785.
Yes, welcome back. Yes, we were trying to get hold of Mr. Simpson over there in St. Elizabeth, but yeah.
Okay.
So as you say, as you were saying, Mr. Tavares, that the government the minister used to step up his activities and support for the farmers in St. Elizabeth.
Specifically because this is the garden parish, and if this is the garden parish, then you need to invest in that and invest yourself in the marketing of this, because nothing work without, none of these production can work without market.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes. Can see that. The other thing that I know last year we spoke about this, and I'm talking about the farmers getting their crops sold to the tourist sector. And what I remember last year, what came out of the discussions we had is that the farmers were not, in other words, the marketing their goods to the tourism market, it was not an easy task. And in other words, farmers were saying that they don't have access to those who are buying for the hotels.
In all senses of these kind, you will find that kind of, because some who have a contract with the hotels are the one that you would have to go through or sell to. And those who have the contract with the hotels are with, say, some may have a contract with Grace or whatever, any one of these. They will pretend as if they are not farming, but they are investing in farming on the side. Not farming. So whenever time they are producing and only holding the market with their product most time, and when there is a shortage in it, then they will come over. That is when things become short. Then they will speak from others. But the whole thing is like a network.
Oh, so you are saying that the suppliers are farmers themselves?
Many of them.
Oh.
Or if you might not see them directly, but they have their farm.
Okay, I see. I understand.
I have somebody who is doing farming for them, maybe family members or so forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yes.
That's right.
So generally then that they are producing.
That's right. So what you would find that this person have a lot, or you see a lot over there, and you say everybody is selling, that person is selling down right to the nitty-gritty, while this one who have, and have good quality, he can't even get, his one becomes a spoilage, and these things are looked at many times, but this is where the loophole are, where the these things are locked.
Okay, I understand that. Yes.
Right. That would say it's strong contact.
Yes, sir. Yes.
In these kind of business, you find
the other issue that came up last year, that was there are some farms who have access to irrigated water.
Right.
There are others who have to buy water, and what I recall that in a truck, a drum of water was costing up to $5,000.
Yeah, that's a truck. Maybe, yeah. A small truck. That is the small water tank, the white tank, them.
Yes.
Or a black tank, somewhere in that, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And therefore, that is an additional cost to the farmers, especially when the drought is on, right?
That's it. So what they have to be in a strategic, you know, they have to be very clinical when they are doing this kind of farming. It's as if you kind of just moist wet when it and bring it to a stage, then you buy like a big truckload that would cost up to 30. When you see like, you know, as if you're gonna get something from it, the fruits or whatever is coming to a state of maturity, and depending on what the price on the market. You won't say, make me spend a $50,000 buy a truckload of water and you know, and totally rain the field. So that is a difference from the person who is using agriculture, irrigation water, because he's not gonna pay $50,000. Very where he picks up to $50,000 a year. For irrigation water. So that person would have to buy at least 3 or 4 trucks. And if you cannot afford it while you are spraying and feeding those kind of stuff, so you cannot keep up with the other person. Right.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you may come to a stage and some of yours is just the best of yours. I mean, some of yours, say, first quality of yours can sell, wherein which the other person would sell everything because they already lack a market, or their family has that market, with a hotel or supermarket or, you know, those contracts. So they are on a different, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right.
The other issue, Mr. Tavares, that I know the farmers complain about is the cost of inputs. Now,
right.
You're aware that the U.S. has imposed tariffs on Jamaica. Now, what I understand is that it might affect the cost of inputs, because some of the inputs, fertilizers and chemicals, are imported from China.
Right.
So I know the cost of those things right now. Farmers would like to see them reduce, but what are the farmers saying about the tariffs? Are you people talking about it? Are you?
No, that will always be like that is always been a hurdle. In all of the instance, the input to put in is always been a hurdle. So the capital and this, you have to be capital, where capital liquidating always has to come in. So from the moment you are going into that, you either have to have, you know, some very good backup, or with the time any government issue, distribution. Then if you can get some of it, then, you know, you may, but if you don't get a jump from the beginning, then actually, you know, there has to be, what about those who take a loan? Yeah, you know, there should be some form of insurance that covers farmer also.
Yeah.
That a farmer market, that you have people in the field of the insurance brokers would be in the field, are looking in the field to verify certain amount or certain things to say, well, this person does it. You know, we need to come more serious, but not just start to produce. There is a whole roundtable talk needed to be done, and not just talk, is to put the action into, put these things and plans into action, and do not let whatever organization becomes a football, you know, like a football game.
Yeah. And I know.
Because if you notice in some of the way how some of the rather things is being, with, as you call it, to have input. There is saying that yes, we distribute, but distribute for how much and who.
Yeah. I also know that the farmers were having difficulties sourcing labor. I said I know the farmers are having difficulties sourcing labor.
Yes.
How is it?
Very much.
Has the situation improved since here? In that area?
In some instances, and some people, go on market there, go and search for laborers out of different areas. But it is an issue. It is an issue for young people to involve in some. We call it the plain area going up to the. No matter how you see them might be rubbing up their hand, they will go in the farm. So that them will do some work, but there is a cost behind. And you have some directly that, and other people, it's not like once when people were, every children would come following, or half of the children would come following their parents in farming.
Yeah. You're not finding that now?
Yeah. And the downfall of this encouraging in farmers and to see a father role is that these are things that should be inculcated to children from school. And you don't have these meals in the basic of children, our primary stage of children in school. There is not much meal or no meal to show that, so that a child would look, a boy or whatever. There is no fatherly, it's like a man job. So within every one of the school, even the high school and the secondary education territory, you are not finding much meal in it. To really teach, to learn agriculture or how to produce from early, not just to be a driver, to be out there in academic, but need academic, but children want to learn to even for backyard farming.
Yeah.
And especially our boys.
Yeah. Tell me something, Mr. Tavares. Let me just get a picture. Right now, as we speak, do you have vendors coming into the field in St. Elizabeth to buy products from the farmers? Yeah, you do find that. Especially in this area, you do find that. And you always find that because you have people that go to Coronation Market, people that go to New, not even, we say New Market and Montego Bay Sub Market. You will find people come through and buy. But, whenever time the hills, like the New Market section is producing certain one of the crop, their crops are always, especially, like sweet peppers, tomatoes, and those stuff, their crop are always very vibrant. Very, very vibrant. So, it's just like when, like too much rain, you have a torrential rain, and, there's a shortage or destroying of those stuff, you find. You still find vendors that come, people that go to the wholesale, on the side and buy. So
on the side and buy.
Yes, so in fact then, once you produce, and I'm talking about in St. Elizabeth now, once you produce, is that you find vendors will come through weekly or fortnightly or when and buy your products?
Yeah, you will find that. You will find that.
Okay. All right. So it is not all that difficult to sell your products when they are ready.
It's could be difficult in getting your market to that full extent, because I think you have contact.
And farmers would have their individual vendors who they supply them over a period of time. So over a period of time, they develop a relationship.
That's it. And some of it continue from way back, I would say, from 10 years. Some of these are continuing years. And because we're big, I would call it vendor that he also supplying supermarkets, in hotels and have big contracts with hotels. He's coming from those deals from 10 years. Who used to work with his father-in-law and used to sell for his father-in-law till he owned business now. So some of it, but it's an ups and downs. Very tight ups and downs. And some are, as he coming from the time and he'll be a reputation where if he even credits your goods, he will pay. So he rise to a high level, So, yeah. And many of the other people are like that, who come and some do have the little, downfall and they rise again, And with telephone now, as it would be more vendors would be coming in, but because of the telephone, people just go, whenever time think people can meet and call this and sell this. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So whether it be cabbage, turnip, pineapple, whatever, is that your vendors are coming into the field to buy from the farmers.
Yeah, when there is producing them, a lot of big production, you will find it because the vendors is getting into the market and getting it at actually what you would call a field price. Yes. So you will find that those in the field that doesn't have a transport and those kind of stuff, they will have they suffer are stagnant. Yeah, so if them to, they will have to get some kind of link up to somebody to keep them assistant in taking out some of those products.
And then you have farmers who have their transport who will take the products to the market.
Right. Okay. Exactly.
Yes. Well, let us see.
It's just important to have that input and to keep it on a balance, because this southern part, southwestern, this most of it is drought struck all the most time. So you have to depend on mostly catch crop or animal. Really.
Okay, and I know that as you touch about the animal rearing, I know that pre-Alaska was an issue.
That's what I was going to put. I was just going to ask, to mention. I have to go, but this is a very serious issue that, when you reach a stage where some of the time you have the animal and where you spend and you have to have camera.
Okay. Yeah.
So it reaches even that point now. So it's just like how you would expect, a hole up in a supermarket more at any time at all. Yeah, that's the point it reached nowadays. So the pre-last thing need to be. I think we need some stiff penalty on those things. Yes. Yeah, and I kind of when some people the roadblocks of the police are sometimes affecting people or those kind of stuff, and police must use their leniency, in certain type of vehicle and those kind of stuff. But when it helps kind of curtail some of the last thing whenever time they having, especially in some of the remote areas. police need to pass through and police in these remote areas many times.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So the prayer larceny remain a big issue for the farmers in the southern plains.
It affects a lot because people would like to produce more or do more animal livestock rearing, and those that are doing the livestock rearing for you to survive is actually like you have to turn them out, just let them and they go on the street, the cow is on the street, and this is another thing called havoc.
Yes.
And can cause serious accident.
Yes.
Because if you have it in the road, somebody's gonna come and steal it. Whether goat or cow.
Wow.
So this is another serious havoc again, where those who are raising are doing livestock. They are on, most time many of them are on the road. And that is a testimony you would say from before you reach Black River until you reach even Savlamar.
Yes, sir.
And that's where.
I can really imagine. Yes, Mr. Tavares, thank you very much for your time.
You're surely welcome, Mr. Richard. And
yes,
some other time again, God's willing, I have to go. So
thanks.
I thanks for the privilege, for giving some words of encouragement and how we can have an input within our own community.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tavares.
You're welcome, Mr. Richard, and the audience.
That was Mr. God Tavares there, one of the farmers down in St. Elizabeth. And, he told us what is happening to the farmers down there. They're having a tough time, but they are not giving up. They are continue to farm and provide food. Okay, let's take a break now. This is Rebel Radio. Don't come.
Never gonna teaser. Boom, bam. You don't know it's a rubber dub 8 tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them want to tune into the wine here, You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices, the cleanest restrooms, and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Arrival Super Sale! Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of
Hardware Supplies new arrival Super Sale.
He's always there for me. Yeah. So no matter what the circumstances, baby, no, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. drop bombs, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me, yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the to separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to
turn. Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And wherever you are, one thing I know that sections of Portland right now, there are roads in Portland which are impassable. Yes, heavy rains have done serious damage over there. And I have with us now the councillor, with us, Councillor Rowlands. Councillor, good evening. Councillor,
good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. So how is the weather over there now, sir?
Well, it's getting sunny.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the normal Portland thing.
Yeah.
You get some few shower. Destroy a lot of places. And then by the next day, everything look fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the sun that is shining now.
Okay.
But it really poured on yesterday. Even the main road was black in about 2 sections.
Oh my. Yes.
You know, behind Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
And even when it is not black, you see landslide in the road. Even two light posts tumble down in the Buffy area.
Okay. So I understand that it affects movement of students and teachers and residents.
Yes. Because some cars were black in taxis, were black where they were, couldn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
So movement was slowed down. So some schools, movement was slowed down. A lot of students came to summer school late.
Yes. Okay. But nobody, to the best of your knowledge, no one was injured?
No, I haven't heard that yet.
Okay, all right.
Still searching, but I haven't heard any of that yet.
That is very good, very good.
But things are getting back to normal.
Yes, and
some of the road, for instance, some road in my division has become almost impossible now.
Yes.
Like one in Snowhill, one in Bournebrook.
Yes.
Become almost impossible. There's one road in the Skidoo Farm Road that I wanted to get the backhoe to clean up, to move the road, but when the officer check, if the stuff is moved, maybe everything's going to come down and permanently back the road. So we have to just make that stay until we can handle it properly.
Okay. All right. And so always work coming along in that housing scheme here. Remember that the Operation Pride scheme there. How is the work has started?
Yeah, the work has started. Work has started. And it's only the main road, Hummingbird Boulevard. And not all of it, just part of it, but it's very helpful. At least people can enter the scheme up to a point.
Yes.
It's much better than before.
Okay.
So we're really thankful.
Yes, sir.
And remember when there was some water problem there, and I led a team from Narjite to the HAJ, met with 4 senior members, and they had promised us that the water will be corrected in short order. Thank you very much again, sir, and thank you. In short. And they help us, but they said it would take a little time before they get it corrected. So it has just started now. So I can't say it has been very helpful. But one thing of my serious concern now in the Narjite development, as I said, we are thankful for the road. It's not going to do all road and scheme, nor complete this one, but it's still very helpful. But one thing of very deep concern to the residents of Narjite is that what we have heard is that in the scheme has been sold behind the Providence Society back. In other words, the citizens have not heard that they were being sold.
Okay.
And I'm talking land like the play field that people play cricket and football on. Land that was set aside to build a community center. Land that was set aside to build a basic school, and land that was set aside as homeland. Those lands we heard are being sold, and we cannot understand. Or we can have a scheme. There's no play field. There's no homeland for anything at all. And this is now really rough about that. And they are going to take it to the court. Because something like that is unheard of. The land is still under the control of the public society. They were left there for a purpose. Play field, community center, basically anything in the future. I have little empty lots. But you cannot have a key made up of empty lots.
No.
Now a place where the community can meet. And all those lots have been sold.
Wow.
Behind the society back.
Yes. No.
And nobody knew until we made a society advertisement and made a call and find out that the lots have been sold. Just like that.
Yes. Okay.
But there must be some crooked thing going on.
Okay.
I mean, just imagine, how can you sell a play field that is there for the people?
For the community.
How can you sell a lot that is here to build a community center?
No, that shouldn't be done at all.
No, the public society there. That nothing else to be done without the citizens knowing. And all these things were done by the citizens. But just like that, we cannot understand it.
So the Providence Society is going to take it further now. They're going to challenge it.
Yes, they are definitely going to take it to the court. Because that should never happen.
No. So that selling, that the Ministry of Housing that would conduct that sale?
If you know about it?
No, it's not. I am trying to find out who would be responsible for selling the lots. Who?
Well, this that we're trying to find out. We heard that a new problem society was formed. People from outside the Niger scheme. We have penetrated most farm, and then you use I don't know what that influence. If it's political thing or what. But the citizens have decided to fight it with everything they can.
Okay.
Think that it must not happen.
No, sir. No, not at all. So what else is happening in the constituency, sir?
Well, election time now.
Yes, of course.
They have some roads being repaired. They have people going around now. And you couldn't see them before this much. But I must say that on our side, we are feeling very positive. Because the response is great. And, I believe this is because somebody with ideas, somebody with vision, want to really lift the parish. Because the parish has so much potential that started, even the tourism industry was going on so good, that's falling down now. The Kenwright Pier was built. Restream Marina was built. By 2003, it was planned to build piers to accommodate the bigger ships. But that plan was put aside. So there's a lot of potential there. We have many housing schemes built already. But the last scheme built there was a narrative. And that's been done. And people are crying out for our land to build their home. And there are a lot of land around, government and otherwise, that can accommodate these people.
Right.
Just to make use of.
Okay, yes. And today, no work has started on the restoration of the market, the Portland market yet?
No work has started yet. And they have built some little small shops that the people are complaining cannot really accommodate. But absolutely no work has started on the market.
Yes, sir.
And the people have to be staying on the road. So when rain falls nowadays, there's a problem. And it's really, the people are really hurting. Because they have to be sometimes out on the street, so when the rain falls, they have to just pack up and leave.
Yes.
So both sellers and buyers are hurt. Bringing life, they almost brought standstill by some of them, for their children to send to school. The older person, the heat, really terrible.
Okay. Yes, sir. Well, and I must ask you this: how is Mr. Buchanan getting along?
Right. To tell you the truth, it's a long time I've seen a person so dedicated and is thinking in the right place, is thinking strongly on education. And then his thinking also is not into victimization. God, he said that all of us are Jamaican.
Yes.
And we must not be treated as Pinty and GSP. We must just work together to achieve what we want to achieve. And I love his vision.
Yes.
Yes. And then it's a long time now I've seen some of politicians so deeply interested in people.
Yes.
Because when you have to spend so much money, and he's thinking along the right way, he want to, be to really reach out of this land, out of this life, is education. Whether to learn a skill or whatever. I'm really working on that.
Yeah. By the way, Councillor, you knew Mr. Hennis, Jigs Hennis?
Yes.
You knew him?
Of course. You worked in his first election. I am from East Portland.
Yes.
I was there with him at his election that he ran.
Yes.
I spent some time down there working with him. Even last year, he called me to give some assistance to his counter candidate in West Portland. So it was still there now. And I was just passing and said I need to look for him, and then by next 2 days I heard that he died.
Okay. Yes. What do you tell us? What you remember about Jigs Hennis?
Well, what I love about him is how he concentrated and trying to lift the people in just a short time. It's a housing scheme for the people.
Yes.
Got the land is going for the people. And then what he did was he started a lot of people.
Yes.
In small business. And some of them are so successful now. I tell you, they are attached. They get that started in small business and they grow, they build their own out of it and everything. And they just, I built a home to for the age, and who don't have anybody to assist them. And that is going on. Right. It's the Lynch Park, so wonderful stadium. That's a good football there. He has really pumped a lot into West Portland. Yes. Really great.
Yes. So you can say that Jigs was a good member of Parliament for West Portland.
No doubt. And what he left there was for the people. As I said, it built some housing scheme for the poor people in Paris. It did the land lease for the landless. They are owning those lands now. And he had started some trade center, developed their port base. And it started a lot of people and small business. And some of them are growing so much, so you would believe it. But that's what he concentrated on a lot.
Yes.
Helping people to get out of poverty. He was a great outstanding member of Parliament.
Okay. Yes, sir. We lost Jigs. And you also remember Sam Lawrence.
Yes.
Yes.
I tell you, this Sunday, I was going to NEC. So he called me and said, I want to go with me because they want to bring some problem to the PM at that time. And I took him down there, put his cow that drove him down, and spoke to the leader about some problem in Portland regarding the road and land. And the Monday morning, I got a call. I was supposed to meet with him, some people doing the water and sewage project in Port Antonio at the time.
Yes.
And I was there, I called him. That I was in the hospital. So when I rushed up there, they had already left us.
Yes.
So he was one of the initial person who started energy project. But I spoke to him about it, and that I'm going to meet with Minister Easton Douglas. And he said, all right, I'll support that. Really sad. I know some of these people leave the land, but it's a road for all of us.
Yes, yes.
Nothing we can do about. And these people are so committed.
Yes.
Comrade Harry Douglas left us some months ago too.
Yes, and we had Comrade Nita Robertson.
Yes, that was a few weeks ago.
Yes, right. And now Jigs has left us. Well,
he was 83.
Yeah, it's a road for all of us.
Yes.
May their souls rest in peace, sir.
Yes, and I turn up on them.
Yeah. All right, Councillor Roland.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. That was Councillor Dexter Rowlands. Yes. Keeping us informed about what is happening in Portland. Yes, as we indicated to you that some heavy showers last night has done some roads were blocked. Yes, they are being cleared now. And as the councillor pointed out to you that the sun is shining. Yes, sun is shining there now. But there was some heavy showers last night. No one was hurt so far, no. But they are now clearing the roads so that they are accessible. But it's just to show you that by the weather. And well, we have to give thanks for the rain. Yes, to give thanks for the rain, because we know that it is one of the big issues facing the Jamaican people is water. Yes, there are thousands of Jamaicans who don't have access to water. Has I see where the government indicated that it has now taken steps to improve the water situation in Moko. Yes, Moko, that district up there, up in Clarendon there. And you go to 4 parts. Yes, I see where the government has indicated its intention. And I see where the councillor, you remember that Romaine Morris, that councillor who was a Jamaica Labour Party councillor, but he switched allegiance in the last election and won. I see Morris in a statement on Wednesday said he acknowledges the government's commitment to restoring and improving the water system and appreciates the interventions outlined, including the installation of a new pump and storage capacity upgrades. Yes. However, Morris sought to remind the public that a comprehensive water supply plan had already been developed and approved through a collaboration between the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, the National Water Commission, and Rural Water Supply Limited. Yes, so we see that water is being, plans are in place to improve the water supply to the residents in Moko. All right. But we know that all over Jamaica, people are having serious problems accessing water. That is a big issue, right? And one that we hope that the citizens will put. Now that it is election time, campaign time, I sincerely hope that the people will put these issues on the table. When are we going to get water? When? Right? Because it is very difficult for people to access water. Very difficult. Water, medical supplies, yes? People are going to hospitals now and waiting hours, multiple hours for treatment. These are very serious issues. All right, coming up next is the world of sports and entertainment with your host, Kingsley McCullough. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
When me drink and please her, never gonna tease her. Bang bang! You don't know it's a rubber dub health tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Arrival Super Sale! Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
Tools Hardware Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles.
Welcome to what we should have been doing on a Friday. We have to do it today. Welcome to the world of sports and entertainment. I'm your host, Kingsley JJ McCullough. And I want to just inform everyone that there will be no show on Friday. This is Good Friday, yes. And of course on Monday. So without any delay, because time is short this time, and I just give you what's happening in the world of sports. And coming up also is two very important interviews that is going to begin shortly as I announce this. Okay, the hot topic right now is, of course, the Champions League result today with home side Real Madrid, the defending champions, beaten by Arsenal at the Bernabeu by 2-1 for an aggregate win, 5-1. That is comprehensive by, of course, the man Mikel Arteta. And it really shows that this Arsenal team has some character despite how they play in the English Premier League. Okay. How they play in the English Premier League. So there you go. So despite their position in the English Premier League, Arsenal really proved themselves that they are one of the top team in Europe, and to boot out the defending Champions League defending champions Real Madrid in an emphatic style like this speak volumes about this team despite how they are playing in the English Premier League. So it's Arsenal 2-1 on the day and 5-1 on aggregate heading into the semi-final. The other semi-final, it was a ding-dong battle between, of course, Inter Milan and Bayern Munich, which on the day it ended up 2-2. A 2-2 draw, and it went in favor of course, Inter Milan by 4-3. And, you know, so the semi-final pairings you're looking at now is PSG versus Arsenal and Barcelona versus Inter Milan. Uniquely, PSG from France, Arsenal from England, Barcelona from Spain, and Inter Milan from Italy. Yes, and you can see each region having a representative there. And in English, you must also thank Arsenal because they're going to have 5 teams going into the Champions League next season. Okay, so we'll just wait and see what is going to happen in that semi-final coming up next month, I think. Yes, it's what most people were saying is that they didn't think that Real Madrid was going to lose, but they weren't going to progress, but they're supposed to win. But what happened, you know, because of what happened first half when Real Madrid didn't get a goal, and they look at it and say, well, to get 3 goals into the second half, it was an insurmountable task, and the team just went apart, and Arsenal picked them in the final stages of the second half and ended up 2-1 winners. Yeah, so congrats to Arsenal for saving face and looking good for the semi-finals. You know, they had done conceded the EPL to Liverpool, so let's see how they're gonna face up with this semi-final against PSG. And contrastingly, look at this scenario now. Bishop, I want to look at this. Kylian Mbappe, who was at PSG, they sold him to, imagine now, them sold him to Real Madrid. Real Madrid was the defending champions last year and won both titles now. But I don't have much time to get into that. But there's going to be a shake-up at Real Madrid in the season that's coming up in the summer. So let us wait and see what happens. Anyway, that's all. And of course, in basketball in the NBA play-in last night, Golden State Warriors had to hang on for a win against, of course, Memphis Grizzlies. And of course, Orlando took care of things, and the home teams registered their win in the play-in. So going to see what's going to happen tonight with the other match between Chicago Bulls and Miami. I'm going to give you that one after. Okay, let's take care of for what's happening in the football and basketball, as you can see. Okay, so let us go, and we're going to just give an interview right now. 2 interviews to be to fact. I'm going to stand by to get a call. Hold on there. I'm going to call Casey, right, before we get to the final call. I'm going to call Casey right now about her business and for coming on board as one of the sponsors for the second anniversary show that's coming up next week Friday right here at Rebel Radio. Get it in to call Casey at this time.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon. You're live on the world of sports and entertainment. Rebel Radio. Casey, yeah.
Yes.
You have to get out of the noise. You have to get out of the noise.
Yeah, man, I'm doing that now.
Get out of the noise.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to tell my listening audience about Casey and her natural cane juice and things that, it's a treat to everyone who experience and taste those products. And we want to just glad to have you on board for our second anniversary show. So tell us more about your product and how they can find you. Yes.
Sure. So this is Casey from Sugar Sticks Bar. I'm located at the Artisan Village that's in Falmouth, Trelawney. And what we do here at Sugar Sticks Bar is to use sugarcane juice to blend over 15 different fruits and vegetables locally. So we have like amongst other flavors that we utilize the cane juice with. Also, we go ahead and peel the sugar cane and make some snacks and add toppings to it. So we have like the rum sticks. That's when we would peel the sugar cane and apply rum to it. We have lemon sticks and ginger sticks. We apply lime juice or ginger juice to it as well. So at Sugar Sticks, we use the sugar cane to be a bit more creative and versatile, making it different.
Well, I can tell you from my first-hand experience that when I sample it at the night market, it's a very good natural product. And
yeah, man, it is. Thanks.
Pocket length, and I just let her know that this can go a far way, and we extended that invitation to her to being at our second anniversary show right here at Rebel Radio. And yes, you're gonna have it right here next week, Friday.
For sure.
Yes, and you'll get to sample and buy. Yes, trust me, you won't be disappointed about this product here. Right.
100% natural.
100% natural, no artificial flavor. It's from the juices, from ginger, from lime, cane. It's very, very, very refreshing. I can assure you of that. So tell us, you can tell us some numbers that if anyone is interested, they can call and where to find you on the platforms.
Sure. So on Instagram, you can find me at sugarsticks_bar, and you can contact me via cell phone. That's at 876-819-3158. We do wholesale, and we also do it in gallon sizes as well. So you can call for more information and to place your orders.
Yes, and if you're interested and need more information on the number, you can call me right here at Rebel Radio on my program.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, and I say, yes, surprisingly, they're leaving all the way from Anova, and they will be right here at our second anniversary show that's coming up next week, Friday, 25th of April. Early settings, okay? So,
definitely.
Casey, glad to have you.
Yes,
and
I'm happy to be here too. Thanks much for the call.
All right, looking out to do things together. Okay.
Sure.
That's
yeah,
Casey.
man, have a blessed one.
Yes, thank you. And you'll hear more about this. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Yes, that's Casey sugarcane thing right there. All right. One of the other person know that everyone is really looking forward to is, of course, G.D. Hemmings, the man himself. Yeah, this reggae singer is really we call it trending right now on social media. So many events, so many things that's happening for George Hemmings, and he is going to be coming to Jamaica as of next weekend and having a lot of events that he'll be going in Negril, in Kingston, at Dancehall Thursday. So there's also a project that George Hemmings want to share with Jamaica that he has plans for reggae music, like reggae music, giving it a new birth, finding the talent, because it's dying, and looking to get new people, new talent, of course, to send the message through the music out there, because that's what I want to put it in a positive light. I must make you also know that George is a former policeman, and he goes and he look for discipline, and we are gonna have a workshop and then a search in some parts of Jamaica, looking for these giving new opportunity to young artists, not established, young artists to doing this project and this tour in Jamaica starting in June. So without any delay, we're going to try and see if we can get to George Hemmings immediately, who is based in Colorado, USA.
Hello?
Greetings and salutation. Welcome to the world of sports and entertainment. This is Kingsley JJ McCullough. George Hemmings, you're live. I've made a brief introduction of who you are and what you're about and the project. So you have several minutes to share with us, especially that project that is coming up and what you'll be doing here in Jamaica when you arrive come next week on the weekend. Yes, this is of course the man George Hemmings, we are linking right now from originally from Colorado, but I don't know where in the US he is now. So here is George Hemmings now. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, greetings and greetings to all Jamaican people listening on the program right here. Sir Kingsley, big up. Yeah, well, actually, it's a lot. It's not really just a walkover with this program, because the program itself, is to help with what's going on with reggae music. That's what I mean? Yeah, a lot of things happening, and we need as much improvements that we can have, in respect to the music, because it's a product of Jamaica, and whether or not you believe it represents anything the artists do, has a lot to reflect on the country.
All right, because this is being taken in a positive note, that you want to send the message out there to in a better way, expressing what reggae is about. So that is a search that George is trying to innovate, to look for a search to find in the next Bob Marley or Garnet. So yes, you can tell us more about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we're trying to go for June itself to see if we can stage a show like first elimination show, where we have X amount of people comes in, and we have a panel of judges, and we try to choose at least 10 people from from Cornwall. We're going to start with Cornwall. Okay. 10 out of, maybe 50 people comes out. It doesn't matter how much, but we're trying to choose 10 out of the total that comes to the audition. We're going to have professional judges, right?
Okay.
All right. Upon choosing the 10 artists, I don't want to say singers, and I'm going to explain a little on why I say artists. Upon choosing the 10, we're going to have workshop. Very important workshop for the 10 people, because a lot of things I see happening, even on the internet, social media, and we got to cut out certain things when it comes to artists, because as I said, it reflects on your character and the country at large.
Okay.
So we're going to have classes to teach them, hey, you're an artist, so that means you're a professional entertainer. You're not just a singer. You understand? You got singers, you got artists, professional. So we got to behave in that way. Everything. A lot of times, artists are there talking all kind of stuff when their PR person should be doing that, or their manager. That's what I mean?
Yes.
Right, because they're trained to do that. A lot of artists aren't trained to even, discuss certain stuff.
Right.
So don't put yourself in that boat. Can incriminate us. All kind of problems can arise. And you don't want to look stupid because they record it. And they're going to play it back. And say, oh, this was what he said. And you never really mean to say that, but you couldn't really explain yourself.
All right.
So now, the image where you leave out there, it's recorded. Same thing with the record itself. When you go in the studio and everybody want boss, so you're going to say things just for people to listen or to boss.
In other words,
same thing.
In other words, they want quality content. Okay.
Right. Because remember, reggae itself, yes, what I mean, is a positive music. Because it's coming from Bob Marley days, Peter, Jimmy, all them people. If you notice, the content, Toots, is very clean. Clean. That's what I mean. And this is the international music. And a lot of countries, Europe and them places here, are where them even go, all out for reggae music and reggae performance. So we got to keep that industry standard high.
Let me make a posit here, right? Because I'm going to declare this as part 1. We're going to do part 2 after the Easter holiday. I'm going to cut it short on this segment here. What's going to really happen, what George has told me, is that, he's giving opportunity to young artists in this genre of reggae music. And there'll be recording contract, there'll be tours, and all of this is in offer when you select the right set of artists coming out of these workshops and these auditions. So it's an opportunity not just to come and do it, but you're going to have even tours in Jamaica, outside Jamaica. So that's how it is going to be conceptualized, right, George?
Yes, certainly.
Yes. So there's more to say where it's scheduled. We are looking at it proactively about June this year. So you're going to hear more from it. So this is just one segment because time is short right here now. So let us know about your I know you're coming to Jamaica. What's happening? Yes, in the next couple of
weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, actually I have some shows in Negril. Normally it's my Earth Strong, so I don't always come Negril, the 2 shows. Then for this year now I'm coming Kingston doing your show.
Yes.
The Dancehall Thursday show, and I have a few studios to go, and do some recording, some dubs, and also some 3 videos that I should have done them a year ago.
Okay.
I'm gonna do them in Jamaica, music videos.
Yes, and I know you're on the road now, and that's that event that's coming up for the 31st of May. Yes, that's that one. I don't have it right here.
So that's right. So that's Chicago. So it's a Jamaican market and restaurant in one, and a live area. So I'll be doing the opening for them on the 31st of May.
Right.
Right, with Mike Dangerous Band. So we got the thing is abroad here, a lot of these people, if it's not authentic reggae music, they're not gonna employ you to come and do it because that's what they understand.
All right.
So they want the real Jamaican stuff, real Jamaican positive, and you got to go in with positive lyrics.
Yes.
Because these venues, they're taking kids also. Kids are there. So you got to be clean, and what they do, they kind of look at your music on the internet, and if your music is not clean, they're not gonna employ you.
Oh,
it's a family. It's a family affair. That's what I said.
All right.
You got to be careful with the music, because once you're not clean with the lyrics,
you have 2 minutes, George. Yeah. 2 minutes. You can just do your thing if I want to reach out to anyone, but as I said, we are gonna continue with this.
Yes.
Yeah,
certainly.
you have 2 minutes. You can say what you want to say.
Yeah, well, as I said, reggae music really needs a boost, you know, because right now it's not balanced in Jamaica. You know, dancehall is up and going, but the reggae part, we need to help the musicians and the artists that are inclined to the reggae to produce positive reggae music, more playing on the radio. You understand? Workshops, mentor them, and then we can have some more Bob Marleys and Jimmy Cliffs and Third World, all these people, because that's what the reggae needs.
Okay,
The younger
and
ones.
I want to just
to
give
be
that
coming up.
assurance, but let us give the assurance that the judges will be, of course, persons who are reggae recording artists that is going to look at what the content of the entrance. Yes, so it's going to be a professional thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Right, very
George Hemmings. And if you need to know more about George, check him out on GD Hemmings. Just tell us, let's do that. Sure, GD Hemmings on all platforms. You'll see performance and a lot of things there for George. So we're going to talk about this again next week, leading up to, of course, our anniversary show, which will have some other persons getting in on it, right? So,
yes,
George,
sir.
we will just, this is just the icebreaker about what's coming and is coming to Jamaica after the Easter weekend, okay? So, nice to having you right here on Rebel Radio, on the World of Sports and Entertainment. So, yes.
Thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
We'll be back.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. No problem.
Okay, so let me just reach out to my fans. Big up Ayawater, big up yourself down in the jungle. Yes, Steve Tolo. All right. You know, so it'll come on the Easter weekend now, and a lot of things is going to happen, traveling, all of that. And one of the things we always talk about right here on Rebel Radio, whether on my program or Mr. Richard, it's about the preservation of life. It's about, yes, of course, being careful in everything that you do. Say a prayer, do something when you're going on the road, and be aware of your surroundings, because it's about the preservation of life. We don't want to hear no more accident on the road and crime and violence. So we here just try to tell you to be safe and be careful in everything that you do. It's going to be a long weekend. We're not going to be here on Friday, no, or Monday. So this is the anchor for me right here for this week on Wednesday. And we're looking forward to doing this again next week, Wednesday. I'm leading up to our event, the big event, our second anniversary show, not 25th, yes, on Friday the 25th of April. And I'm expecting a lot of people to be right here at Rebel. So, just wanted to say thanks for listening, and of course reaching out to my love there, Coney from the Philippines, and we're gonna just see if we can squeeze something there for her. Okay, let me see if we can drop this right here. Okay, here goes.
Talk about places they have been. Two old sweethearts fell apart somewhere long ago. How are they to know? Someday they'll meet again and have a need for more than reminiscing. Maybe this time it'll be love and define. Maybe now they can be more than just friends. You spent against life, and it feels so right. Maybe this time love won't It's the same old feelings back again. It's the one they had way back when they were too young to know when love is real. But somehow some things never change, and every time hasn't cooled the flame. It's burning even brighter than it did before. It got another chance, and if they take it, maybe this time it'll be love.
Okay, maybe this time. So, yes, it's short, but it was nice. And yes, we'll be back here again next Wednesday. I know we're out on Friday and Monday of next week. Okay, thanks, and be safe and take care on this Easter weekend.
When me drink come please never gonna tease her. Boom bang. You don't know so rubber dub 8 tonic wine, the finest wine. So all of the man them wanna tune into the wine here, you know. You say if you don't want to go long and strong, you just tune into rubber dub.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Tools, Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.